Danganronpa.
Really?
Who would have thought there'd be another victim during the investigation? Maybe Monofanny's green puke was predicting this tragedy. Oh, the puke's color is normal now. I guess it was predicting this.
For now.
Everyone, please assemble in the seance room. The second body discovery announcement played. Didn't take long for everyone to come running.
What?
Tenko, seriously? What is this? How did this happen?
How'd this happen?
Tenko, Gonta's so sorry. Gonta no could protect you.
Got a minute?
Suichi, please explain the situation. I thought you were conducting the seance. What happened?
Well, that's...
I don't know. What's happening?
Rise and shine, Ursine!
What on earth?
I'm surprised too. I never thought a murder would happen during an investigation. I guess for now, you should maybe start the investigation right away.
Say.
Before that, I would like to confirm something. The culprit who killed Angie may be a different culprit from the one who killed Tenko, yes?
Huh? If so...
What happens in the event there are two murders by two people? What if there are two blackened? What will we need? Will we need to find them both at the class trial?
That's right.
Now that you mention it, that's a good point. What would happen in that scenario?
Eh?
Uh-huh, what would happen? Monodam, what would happen? What would happen?
Not that!
Oh, why do you look lost too, Monodam? I thought you were gonna run things instead of Daddy. I never expected something like this to happen. I don't really know what to do. Really, I don't know. Aw, man, they're all disorganized. If you can't decide the class trial's objective, then we won't know what to investigate.
Father!
Father always knows what to do. We should ask him for help.
No way!
Have you already forgotten? Daddy's in no condition to help us. It's all our fault that Daddy ended up like that.
Eh?
Huh? It's all your fault, Monofanny.
Daddy!
Daddy, help! We don't know what to do on our own.
Ah!
We gotta use the power of love. That ought to snap him back to normal.
Hey.
That won't work. Father is just an empty shell now.
That's right!
That's not true. Anything is possible with the power of love. You don't understand that because you've never been loved before, Monodam.
Daddy!
I love you, so please go back to normal.
Father!
I want to see you, Father. I love you with all my heart. Aw, you're making me blush. It's a different copy.
Here I am!
I'm back! Were you good while I was away?
Thank you so much, my adorable darling cow.
He's looking at himself, too.
With you running the academy, I was able to fully enjoy my relaxing vacation. Oh, that tickles! Father's intense love is getting me all soaked.
Daddy, your tongue feels amazing! This better not awaken anything in me.
God damn it.
No. No.
Man, that vacation was just what I needed. It's important to take time off to relax.
To tell you the truth.
Normally, most companies won't even let you take time off to go on vacation. But I was able to do it.
Satisfied with this?
The secret is to just leave whether you get permission or not. Oh, wait, so then, who's this Baldy then?
Yeah?
Oh, just a part-timer I got to cover me while I was gone.
Hey!
Here's your pay, like we agreed on. I'll take it and get out of here.
Why?
Huh? I thought you were supposed to be relaxed.
Huh?
Now that nuisance is out of the way, what were you guys talking about again?
Yeah?
Oh, that's right. What happens to your votes if there are 2 blackened candidates?
I'll answer that.
Well, I have an answer for that. It's first come, first served.
Huh?
First come, first served.
Hey,
The blackened who killed the first victim to be discovered will be your target.
in other words...
If the blackened who killed Angie isn't the same one who killed Tenko, then only Angie's killer will be considered the blackened. Basically, Tenko's killer wasted a kill, and Tenko herself is a waste of a victim.
Now then,
Oh, I'll add this to the school regulations so you can review it later.
go
I
ahead.
also updated the Monokuma file. Do your best to investigate this murder too. Monokuma file 3 has been updated.
Father!
Boy, everything is going so smoothly now that Father's running things again. Leaders gotta be able to take decisive action. Indecision is just the worst.
Daddy!
Daddy, you're glowing. You're glowing like a lamp. There's nothing
Satisfied
better
with this?
than being praised by my cute cubs. There's nothing better than spending time with my cute cubs. For as long as you live, I will never let any of you go. He just left us behind while he was saying he'd never let us go?
How nice!
That's why he's so amazing. Please, lick me some more, Daddy.
So long. Farewell.
Man, I have a fun hobby that I get to say things like that on camera. So, to make sense of all that,
Listen closely.
if both murderers have different culprits, then our vote will determine Angie's killer.
Nope.
But we don't even know if there is a different culprit, do we?
Let's see.
True, we should investigate Tenko's death as well, just in case.
How exciting!
Finally, things are heating up. I'm getting so excited.
Piece of shit!
God, you're fucking psycho.
Shuichi!
This is bad.
Huh?
This is unquestionably bad. I can't believe Tenko was killed. Everyone's upset and confused. I'm in no shape to help right now.
But you know,
So this is where you need to step up.
listen up.
Listen, Suichi. The impossible is possible. All you gotta do is make it so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Then let's check the Monokuma file first. The victim is Tenko. How is her last name pronounced? Chabashira. I think that's it. The ultimate Aikido master. I think she only said it once, so whatever. The body was found in the middle of the empty room on the 4th floor. The time of death is approximately 11 a.m. The only visible injury is a stab wound to the back of the neck. How the hell does that work? A stab wound on her neck, same as Angie's cause of death. It doesn't look like a coincidence. Maybe it's Angie's curse. Curse?
Jeez.
God, not again. Curse!
Hey!
What? Curse?
Kaito, calm down.
No way there's a curse! Don't screw around!
You're the one who's screwing around. Do you want to die?
A dull sound reverberated through the room.
Are you okay?
He got punched right in the mouth. Kaito, are you okay?
My bad.
My bad, Suichi. I'm starting to feel bad for a different reason. I'm gonna get some fresh air, so I'll leave this to you and Maki roll. Kaito left the room, still a bit wobbly. Should we resume the investigation? Time is of the essence.
That's correct.
True, we haven't time to mourn Tenko's death as our own lives are at risk.
This is...
That's true, but Angie and then Tenko. And to think, earlier I was suspicious of Tenko. I'm sorry, Tenko.
How can this be?
It's all Gonta's fault. Gonta failed to protect friends again. Tenko's death caught us all off guard. Everyone is panicking. I have to keep it together. I have to work harder. Because I'm a detective. Investigation resume.
Well,
It's too dark in here. We can't investigate even if we wanted to.
Got it.
Going to bring candles from other room to make this room bright, okay?
No.
No, that won't be necessary.
Ah.
Yeah, that's not necessary at all.
Huh?
Huh? Why?
listen up!
Show him, Kibo. Show him your new power. New power?
His eyes lit up. I, Muiruma, the gorgeous girl genius, have installed a new function in Kibo.
Just leave it to me. I will become the guiding light that shines on you all.
Shine on, shine on! Shine on, you crazy fucking diamond!
Oh, man.
What a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something.
It's okay.
But it's bright now, so we should hurry and investigate.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Kibo's flashlight function has been... Why would that be a truth bullet? What does that have to do with anything? Why is that gonna come up later? Oh my god. Well, this presents a whole new host of problems. I want to start off by saying, I almost said something really stupid in the middle of the last video. I was almost gonna be like, you know what? Good job, Danganronpa, for breaking the trend. This game's not gonna have a double homicide in Chapter 3. But now it does. So, tiny spoiler, this is a tradition in Danganronpa. Well, now it's gotta be a tradition. It's 3 times in a row. That the 3rd chapter has 2 deaths in each game. But now we have a bit of a unique problem. Well, the second game, Danganronpa 2, its double homicide was pretty straightforward. The first one was a little complicated, but not hard to figure out who actually did it. I mean, I got that one like immediately before even going into the trial who the Blackened was. But here we got a really unique problem. The 2 deaths are fairly wide apart. They're like hours. We have no way of knowing right now whether or not the Blackened is the same for each of them. In fact, there is a bit of a problem based on the rules that Monokuma just laid out, saying that in this case, only the Blackened who killed Angie really counts. So if there are 2 different people, only one's going to be executed. Not only does that open the door for potentially a murderer getting off scot-free in this chapter, but it also opens the door of like, what if no one gets executed? Because what if Tenko was the Blackened originally and now she's dead? What if this is a retaliation killing? Possible. I don't know what's gonna happen with this class trial. I also have no idea how the hell she died. I mean, she died from the back of the neck, even though the cage was on top of her. So did the cage play a role somehow? Right, things to investigate. Let's start with the dog statue. We'll go left to right. It's the wooden dog statue used in the seance. I believe it's called the Dog God. During the seance, the wooden statue was on top of the cage. It took 4 of us to remove it. This wooden statue is pretty heavy.
If I remember correctly.
Hio said it was about 175 pounds. It's about the weight of 2 girls.
What?
What do you know about girls? Have you even touched a woman besides your mother? God damn, Maki, stop roasting Suichi. What?
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding anyway. And besides, that's not true at all. We saw him hold Kaede's hand for like a minute. Remember that one time?
Is this...
If this heavy thing was on top of the cage, then Tenko wouldn't have been able to get out easily.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. That didn't sound like you were kidding earlier. Maybe that's just her sense of humor. It's the white sheet we used for the seance. This was placed on top of the cage. Hio was the one who removed it.
Is this...
This cloth is pretty thick. It's similar to a window curtain, but it's completely opaque. And on the back, it looks like there's a blood stain on it about right in the middle of the sheet.
But
no hole in the fabric, which means Tenko wasn't stabbed through the cloth.
Okay.
She was stabbed while underneath the cloth. God, this is confusing as hell. I guess Kibo's light ability makes him a potential suspect. I mean, we know that the floorboards are loose in this room and the other rooms, so I suppose it could be possible that she could have been killed underneath. That's maybe been done before in a Danganronpa game. Hole in the corner, let's look at it. There's also the matter of these weird gaps. There's a small opening in the corner of the room. Doesn't look big enough for a person to get through, but still.
Is this?
A hole? Looks like there's space under here too. Well, hold on. I can see something below. Looks like something dropped down there. Something dropped down there? After we check everywhere else, why don't we go under the floor and see for ourselves?
Okay.
Right, let's do it. Hole in the corner has been added. Alright. So it makes me wonder if you can crawl under these rooms from the joining rooms. Like, could you get to under where Tenko was by going under the floor in either the left room or the right room? Alright, let's look at Tenko's body, because there was something strange about when she was revealed. Let's look at the cage first. This is the cage used in the seance.
Is this?
It looks to be around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. It's a pretty large iron cage.
Okay.
Big enough for a person to fit inside. During the seance, Kokichi and I covered Tenko with the cage. We were supposed to remove it as well. But it was Himiko who rushed in and removed the cage first.
Hey,
Look at this.
is this?
Blood stain on the bottom of the cage. Probably Tenko's blood, yeah?
That's true.
Yes, I imagine so. This splatter must have been made when she was killed.
What do you mean?
Which means Tenko was killed while she was inside the cage.
Okay.
I think you're right. Tenko went under the cage before the seance. But when the cage was lifted after the seance, she was already dead.
Then?
If she was stabbed right when the cage was lifted, then that would explain this bloodstain, right?
Huh?
Perhaps she wasn't killed during the seance, but the exact moment the cage was lifted? That would be bad. That is a possibility. Iron cage has been added to the truth bullets section of your monopad. Ooh, I don't like the idea of someone being an unwilling blackened in this game. There's a rock next to Tenko's body. This must be. Please rest your forehead upon the stone marker I've placed here. It's just a stone I brought from the courtyard. Are you sure it'll work? Certainly. It is merely needed as a marker for her forehead to rest upon. Like this? Tenko had her forehead on this rock, hunched over. And she had to make herself small to fit inside the cage. Marker stone has been added. Let's look at the floorboard first. Ah, this floorboard is loose. And it's the one right under Tenko.
Why?
Why is this floorboard loose?
If I remember correctly.
It wasn't like this before. Must have come loose during the seance. Why would it come loose during the seance?
But
A floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easily. Then someone must have loosened it on purpose. Tenko's dead body. She took her last breath crouched over like this. According to the Monokuma file, her only injury is the stab wound to her neck. This wound was fatal. This must have caused instant death. Didn't hear a scream during the seance. Wait. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over. Would Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain?
Nope.
Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone that far before she bled out.
Huh?
What do you mean?
What's the point?
You were concerned about that, right?
Okay.
With a wound this deep, the victim is too shocked to do anything except die. You're speaking from experience?
That's obvious.
Of course. Quick deaths are my specialty. Well then, that makes sense.
By the way,
The real question is, what was she killed with? I don't see a murder weapon around. You're right, I don't see an obvious murder weapon. That could be a clue. Tenko's last moments. We can look at the candles again, but I don't think they'll give us any information. The only source of light in the room, there are no windows in the room, it's pitch black. How did the culprit kill Tenko in complete darkness? Alright, let's talk to Kibo.
Leave it to me.
I will become the guiding light that shines on you all. Thanks, Kibo. Kyo, do you have anything to add?
That cannot be.
Why? Why did this?
I knew it.
Kyo, I know the murder was pretty shocking.
But of course.
I am shocked about that as well. But why did the seance fail? We performed all the steps flawlessly. He seems more concerned by that than the murder.
Ah, yes.
Oh, if we perform the cage child again and summon Tenko's spirit this time.
this is stupid.
Cut the crap. Just tell me what happened during the seance. Both of you and Suichi were present, right? Did she get killed during the seance?
I see, yes.
True. It may be best to move past what happened to know why the seance failed.
Is that so?
Whatever, just hurry up. At the time, in order to begin the seance, we had Tenko, the spiritual medium, position herself as a turtle within the magic circle, so her head touched the Marcus stone. Then Suichi and Kokichi played the cage over Tenko. And after that, I placed the white cloth over the cage. Then all four of us placed the wooden statue of the dog god atop the cage. Afterwards, we stood in the four corners of the room. Kokichi and Suichi blew out the candles.
Yes.
Finally, we sang the cage child's song. The seance should have been complete, but... now that you mention it, I remember hearing a strange sound during the song. It is a mystery to me as well. I thought someone may have tripped, perhaps. That was a pretty loud sound for someone tripping. Perhaps Kyo knows something.
What do you mean?
And then what happened?
Yes.
We called out to her, but no reply came. I had Suichi and Kokichi relight the candles. And then we removed all the items from within the magic circle, in the opposite order. First, all four of us removed the god dog statue. Then we took off the white cloth, and then... Himiko ran over to the cage, and the moment she lifted it... Then it sounds like Tenko was definitely killed during the seance.
No.
But would it not be difficult in such darkness? Besides, she was inside the cage, yes? Then when was she killed?
Well, that's...
That is a problem.
I see, yes.
There's another problem.
How?
And that is, why ever did the seance fail? I simply cannot figure it out.
Perhaps.
Maybe someone moved from their corner. Did someone else sneak in here?
What's the point?
Obviously, since the seance was clearly a sham. Maki never was one to pull her punches. Sound during seance. Also, it occurs to me that the probability of her being killed while the cage was lifting seemed very low. I mean, I didn't say it specifically, but the moment the lights came back on at the end of the last video, I saw that speck of blood that was under the cage. That let me know, fucking A, Tenko's dead. Alright, still things to check out here. Let's talk to Himiko.
Hey!
Himiko! Hey Himiko, be strong, Himiko.
Wait,
Gonta, if you shake Himiko that much, she's going to break.
But
But she's not talking. It's like Himiko not even here.
like I thought.
She must have been really shocked over Tenko. Let's save her B for now. Okay. Himiko. Samugi, you had a thing against Tenko. You're a suspect. I said things that made Tenko look suspicious, and now this. I'm sorry, Tenko.
Stop it.
Cry later.
What?
Because.
Crying won't bring Tenko back. If we don't investigate thoroughly, we'll die too.
Okay.
I need to find the truth and pin down the culprit. For Tenko. For all of us.
I guess.
You're right. Tenko would want us to figure it out so that she'd have no regrets. That would be the best way to apologize.
Oh, man.
What a lame function. Should have made him like a transformer or something. Mew, you have anything to say? This investigation is over and shut, and it's all thanks to me for giving Kibo this new function. Now then, Kung Fu's killer is obviously one of you stupid assholes who signed up to do all this bullshit seance in the first place.
No.
Not necessarily.
Huh?
Seriously, this seance was clearly set up to lure her in and kill her. How could someone who wasn't in the room kill her?
Could it be?
So you believe that Tenko was killed during the seance?
Fucking moron!
There's no other possibility, shit for brains. God, you don't even know that? It is true that Tenko was alive before the seance began. This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. The next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over. Tenko answered Kyo, so at that point she was most certainly alive. When the candles were relit, she had already been killed. That means she was killed in the dark. I'm positive. What time exactly was Tenko killed after the candles were blown out? That may be an important point in this case.
Why?
First Angie, then Tenko.
How can this be?
Gonta so ashamed. Why Gonta no could protect friends?
Well.
Do these floorboards seem a little unstable to you? They're tough to walk on. The floorboards aren't nailed down. They're just lying on top of the cross pieces. That's what Gonta told me. That's probably the reason they're a little unstable. They've only been laid on top. That's why they're unstable. Well, the boards are fairly thick and sturdy. Can't imagine they'd come loose easily.
Is this?
But if someone wanted to remove a floorboard, they could easily do so, right?
Okay.
Yes, I suppose. See, have we talked to everyone? Let's look at the hole in the corner again. Small opening in the corner of the room. Okay, there's still something I'm missing. I don't know what it is, though. Let's check near Tenko's body again. Maybe I missed something. Alright, we looked at the stone. We looked at the cage. Saw her body. Saw the crooked floorboard. I don't know what. I think it's the monitor. Nope, same as always. Thought we checked the dog statue, right? Yeah, we talked about that. Oh, the circle. The circle, the circle, the circle. I just saw that it got its own little thing. Ruin magic circle. It's the magic circle Kyo drew on the floor. Well, at least it was.
Oh, dear.
It's been completely stomped over. I suppose it was unavoidable.
Well.
Was this drawn with salt?
Yes.
Whenever I perform a seance, I always use salt.
What?
Are you feeling alright? You sound ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I have never performed many successful seances. I have performed many successful seances. Why, I've even had spirits enter my body.
Right already.
Shut up. I don't want to hear about your stupid delusions. Maki really doesn't beat around the bush. It's kind of refreshing, actually.
But
In any case, with all these footprints, I can't make out the original circle.
So what?
We'll find out in Kyo's lab. It should be written in the Cage Dog Village document.
Hey,
Isn't that right, Kyo? He seems depressed. I suppose that makes sense.
hey,
Maki, we finished investigating up here. Perhaps we should check under the floor?
by the way,
It seems pretty dark down there. What should we use for light?
that's true.
Let's bring a candle. With Kibo's light from up here, that should be fine.
okay.
Then I'll go get a candle. Remove the floorboard so we can go down.
Okay.
Got it. I pulled off some of the floorboards near the hole and took the candle from Maki. Then we carefully made our way through the hole and under the floor. Oh yeah, this is super familiar. This is a lot more spacious than I thought. You can move pretty easily on all fours.
Okay.
Let's look around for clues.
Well,
It'd look pretty stupid if we found no clues after crawling around in this dusty place.
Okay.
Well... Oh, is that a fucking scythe? What the hell is that? It's a sickle. I was not expecting to find that when I panned the camera to the right. Also, check it out. There's totally a hole that goes into the other room. Oh yeah, this is super freaking familiar. This reminds me of another case. Can I look at this candle? Oh, I guess this is the candle we brought down. I thought maybe the killer left it here. Some of the wood is corroded and is broken off, so you can see into the next room.
hey,
This is the wall of the empty room, right? Looks like there's wood along the wall. This part has rotted away. And it looks like natural rot. This hole wasn't made intentionally. But I can get into the next room from here, though.
that's true.
If I remember correctly, the room next door is also empty, right? Then the culprit could have gone from room to room by moving under here instead of using the hallway.
No.
True, but it would have been difficult moving around under the floor. We did all right because we had a light. Without that, it'd be pitch black. That might make it impossible to move around in here.
Nope.
Then they could have used a light, like we're doing right now.
Well,
True. They used a light to move around under the floor? Is that possible? Well, that makes Kibo suspicious, doesn't it? Oh, that's weird. There's dried blood and the new blood. Could Angie have been killed here as well? There's a blood stain on the ground underneath the loose floorboard. But that's pretty far from where Tenko's blood is dripping down. It's under the same floorboard, just at different ends. Why is there blood here?
Hey,
Hey, the back of this floorboard has blood on it too. You're right. There's a little bit of blood on the underside of this floorboard.
what do you mean?
Did Tenko's blood spatter here when she got killed?
that's true.
I wonder. Can't really be sure yet,
Okay.
but these bloodstains here are completely dry. There must be some reason these particular stains are dry. Dried blood under the floor. And loose floorboard has been added. Yeah, I get the feeling that Angie died here as well. Blood dripping from the gaps in the floorboards. Fresh blood. This is definitely Tenko's. Well, there's an obvious elephant in the room over there. There's a sickle here, and there's blood all over it.
Okay.
Blood on the sickle is fresh. This is it. This is the murder weapon.
Is this...
This came from my research lab.
Huh?
It did?
well,
A sickle can be used to assassinate a target. It can be thrown without losing any lethality, and you can hide it under your clothes too.
Well,
If she was attacked with this, she wouldn't stand a chance. The blade is about 6 inches.
that's right.
And since Tenko was in the cage, she wouldn't have been able to defend herself.
but
But even if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko in the cage? The blade could fit through the gaps in the cage, but could it reach her neck?
That's true.
The cage is 3 feet high. If you were able to stab into it with a 6-inch sickle, well, it would depend on Tenko's posture. But I don't think it's impossible. Then her posture is the question.
Hey,
If the weapon is down here, the culprit must have thrown it away, right?
That's true.
Perhaps after killing Tenko, the culprit threw the sickle under the floor in the dark. Or they could have been under the floor the entire time. Either of those is possible. Sickle under the floor has been added. Well, I guess it answers one question of how she gets cut in the back of the neck while being under the cage, which is you stick the sickle up from underneath and then slice her from behind. Interesting. Are we missing anything in here? Saw the missing floorboard. Oh, not. You saw the loose floorboard, but not this cut cross piece. Right? Look, part of the cross piece that supports the floorboard is cut off.
that's true.
It's near the loose floorboard, and the portion missing is about the same width too. And from what I can see of it,
That's true.
it wasn't broken off naturally. This was cut by someone. There should be saws in the warehouse, so they could have used that. The question is why? Another cross piece is supporting the floorboard, so it might not fall if this portion is missing.
Then,
So what purpose did this serve? The floorboard underneath Tenko's body is loose. The crosspiece supporting it has been cut. The culprit did all of this, then why? Crosspiece under the floorboard has been added. I think we finished investigating here.
Is that alright?
Maki, you want to head back up? Glad you asked. I'm starting to get fed up with all this dust. After Maki and I crawled out from under the floor, we put the floorboards back and returned to our investigation.
by the way,
We've only been investigating this room. You sure that's wise?
Huh?
What do you mean?
because
Vanjie and Tenko have different killers, and the Blacken we need to vote for is
You're right.
the culprit for the first murder, the culprit who killed Angie. That's what Monokuma said.
then,
So instead of investigating Tenko's death, shouldn't we be investigating Angie's?
Okay,
Of course.
but
But this is bigger than the killing game, for the sake of those two who died. I need to reveal the truth of both their deaths. Well, I understand why you feel that way. But if you plan on investigating the other crime scene again, we should probably hurry. I don't know where to go though. When I came to the hallway, a scene more surprising than I could ever imagine unfolded. Fuck off. Fuck right off. Psst. I knew it. Did I surprise you? Were you gonna scream and cry in terror?
huh?
What are you doing?
Oh?
Sorry, I'm just a little lighthearted from the blood loss. This is real blood.
Why?
Okay, so what are you doing? I got curious about something, so I decided to search the empty room next door. Then suddenly, I stepped through the floorboard.
Huh?
You stepped through a floorboard?
That's so mean.
Jeez, that got me good. Because of this, I tripped and fell pretty hard.
got a minute?
If you're going to lose consciousness, do it after you tell us everything.
Ah.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I guess there was no crosspiece supporting this floorboard, so I kind of stepped through. What bad luck. The crosspiece was gone. Does that mean...
Huh?
Confidence! Dreams! That's what the killing game is all about! Killing game fans! Hold your head high and watch with your own two eyes! Baseball, soccer, mobile games! They're all nothing compared to the killing game! The killing game just can't be beat! Behold, students, the entrance to the trial grounds!
I guess time's up. Oh man, it's because of you guys I didn't have enough time to check something.
Huh?
What were you trying to check?
See?
I wanted to re-research the seance again, so I brought this document with me. But unfortunately,
Man.
I couldn't find anything new that could be used as a clue. Kyo perfectly reenacted the seance as what was written in the document. He drew his magic circle the exact way as in this picture. Not only that, he used the same exact tools too. Nothing suspicious about this whole thing. Well, I wanted to check the finer details, but I'll tell you about it later. At the class trial, so see you there. Kokichi left, the blood loss clearly affecting his footing a bit. Bloody Kokichi has been added to the truth bullet section of your monopad. Let's go too.
That's true.
Yeah, okay. Is Maki nervous? I see. So even she gets nervous sometimes.
Do you want to die?
What are you staring at? Do you want to die? Alright. Okay, thank God for that Kokichi scene. Thank God that's what that was. I had that spoiled for me. I had a scene where he fakes his own death spoiled for me by a goddamn YouTube thumbnail. Because people are fucking assholes. And I thought that was going to play a really big role. I was like, oh my God, what if it's like a fake scene? He has a big role in the story. Nope, it was nothing. It was just a joke. Thank God. Thank God that does not actually matter. God, people are assholes. I can't stand it. I cannot stand that selfishness. I'm gonna put a big spoiler thumbnail to get more clicks and line my pockets with AdSense money. Fuck you. Fuck you if you do that. Man, I have no idea who the Blackened is right now. I mean, Kaito's a little suspicious because he's unaccounted for. Especially during the second death, because he, like, walked away. Also, I mean, I could just go back and look, and so could you. But I'd be curious to find out who suggested that the seance take place in the middle room of that hallway. Now, granted, it might have been one of the people that was with us, but I can't remember who said it. Because it kind of feels like that room was almost like prepared for a killing. So perhaps whoever suggested it take place in that room could be suspicious, but I don't know. Again, we could always go back and look. You could do it, I can do it as well. Still don't... I mean, I don't know. If some of the things that I brought up come into play about, like, what if Tenko was the original Blackened? What if Tenko killed Angie? If that's the case, then whoever killed Tenko would get, like, a free killing. It's a waste of killing. I mean, it's not really a waste, because if your goal is to survive the killing game and survive, like, the numbers, then one less person, I guess, is to your advantage if that's your goal. I'm surprised that Tenko's lab didn't come up. Neither did Maki's lab. We didn't go back there to look for where the sickle was taken from.
Oh dear.
It would appear we all have gathered. But it seems there are less and less of us.
Oh.
Less friends mean that it should harder to be solved mystery. Isn't it exactly the opposite, though? That's kind of one thought I've always had in Danganronpa, is that theoretically as the games go on, or like as each game goes on, that it should get easier because there are less potential suspects and less people to be accounted for with each crime. But that wouldn't work in a video game, so they do their best to make every case more complicated than the last.
Don't worry.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure you've gotten a little smarter by now, Gonta. Yeah, Gonta do his best to help. I'd want you to graduate from super idiot level to at least Kaito idiot level.
What?
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Are you okay?
More importantly, are you okay, Kaito?
Ah.
Yeah, I'm feeling better now. But wow, Maki roll sure does pack a punch.
I don't know.
It's your fault. You don't need to worry about our dwindling numbers. Only dipshits have died so far.
That being said,
I know it's a tall order, but try to use your brains this time so I don't have to use mine.
hoo-yah!
These golden brain cells of mine are a gift to the entire world.
Unacceptable.
It's as though every time you open your mouth, you become less likable.
Rest in peace.
Atua, please lend us your power.
But
It may be difficult to rely on Atua, considering what happened to Angie, whom Atua loved most of all.
Well, you know.
She shouldn't have relied on Atua in the first place. But seriously, it's kind of funny seeing a robot believe in God, especially Atua.
I also...
So what? Robots can believe in God.
Indeed.
Actually, before I even met Angie, I had a similar experience. Hearing voices, I mean. You might call it an inner voice. It tells me what to do whenever I'm in trouble.
Got a minute?
How long are you going to say that for? Atua and Ghost don't matter right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, the trial this time is going to be rough. We got caught in Monokuma's trap.
Huh?
His trap?
That's right.
He probably made the fourth floor so scary on purpose to prevent me from investigating.
Oh, right already.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
Hey, so
Suichi, say something.
Huh?
What should I say? Take tabs on everyone one last time? Why did the seance fail? I never did figure out why. I see he's still more interested in that than the case. That also makes me not suspect Kyo for the second murder, just because I don't think he would have done anything that would put the seance at risk. I respected Angie and Tenko so much since the moment we met.
shut up!
Shut up, nothing's gonna be solved by crying about it.
Oh, right already.
Besides, that was a lie, wasn't it?
It's a lie.
Yep, you guys have me figured out already, so there's no point in keeping up the act. Kokichi never changes, no matter what situation he's in.
Damn.
This trial is gonna be rough, since I couldn't do any investigating.
Listen up.
Try using your brain so that I don't have to. My golden brain cells are a gift to the entire world.
Please wait.
It's true, though I do not know if it can be attributed to God per se. I can hear an inner voice guiding me when I don't know what to do. I can't explain why, but I believe that voice will lead me to hope as long as I listen to it.
On your knees.
Shut up! Why the fuck is a robot talking about God anyway? It's unseemly.
You're so dumb.
That inner voice is probably just a radio or something, like in taxis and stuff.
That is not funny.
It was unwise of me to confide in you all. Konta, do his best to help. Himiko, can't help but notice you've been very quiet. So in the end, the culprit really was? No, it's nothing. We can talk about it once the trial starts. That was an odd comment.
Okay.
Atua and Ghost don't matter right now. The culprit is among us. I agree. As usual, we walk toward the elevator in silence. As soon as we remaining survivors stepped aboard. we descended. Perhaps because there were fewer of us, the elevator seemed to move faster. And so we fell, faster and faster, downward into the black. The elevator stopped, and just like always, the doors parted slowly. The light that shines on us from the other side, the bright light of our future. Or is it?
Uh-oh.
Boy, they look really depressed. Must be because there's even less participants now. Don't say that they look depressed. You'll make Monodam sad. As much as I'd love to keep hearing this adorable back and forth,
Now then,
let's hurry up and get this started.
extreme!
At last, the class trial will begin. I hope you enjoy it to your heart's content. The third class trial was about to begin. Angie Yonaga, the ultimate artist. She created the Ultimate Academy Student Council to try to prevent the killing game. Then, Tenko Chabashira, the ultimate Aikido master. She hated men, but I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. The two were killed, both trying to stop the killing. And who was the one who killed them? Was it one person? Two different people? We need to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And I will fight for it. I will fight with truth and lies in this class trial. Why, yes, let's save that game. Actually, it's a little useless that you save right now. Well, I suppose that's not true. It's actually more useful to save after the preparations. That way you can save the skills and whatnot that you buy. Speaking of which, let's look at the new skills available to us. As I now have 5 friendship fragments to give away, to purchase things with. I wonder what goes up here after the attentive influence. I was thinking that maybe after I bought the regular attentive influence, that maybe like a super one would unlock that would give me even more influence. That doesn't seem to be the case. Now granted, undoubtedly, some things will unlock with friendships that you finish. When you finish character's report card, traditionally that gives you like access to a really cool new super skill. So I imagine, assuming that she doesn't die in the next couple hours, that finishing Maki's report card in the next chapter will give me whatever her best skill is. So I don't have too many things that I can actually purchase. Mind's Eye. St. Miko's ability silences all conversations. The reticle is on, effective during mass panic debate. See, like, I find that going for a skill that has, like, more of a universal effect is better. Like, rather than things that, like, are, you know, good in this one particular minigame. I want something that'll help me in everything. First strike the keyword in the first speaker's argument will be shown from the start, effective during the debate scrums. So that's like the one where we all get lifted up into the arena or whatever, right? Just a peek, the entire screen will light up more frequently. Effective during Hangman's Gambit 3.0. That's a little bit more helpful, but the difficulty of the Hangman's Gambit is like completely reliant on whether or not the word you're looking for is like, not, I wouldn't say obvious, but like discernible. Like the last one with ropeway, that one was like way too weird. Who uses the word ropeway in their everyday life? I'm still hung up on it. Clear Mind increases the amount of letter cubes. Psyche Taxi, in my experience, has been a really easy game thus far. I mean, we only played it once in a trial, and the casino game is similar to it, but it's not that hard. Makes it easier to push the opponent back during Blade Lock. No, that one sucks. That's just button mashing. Removes the time penalty for breaking a non-erasable piece during the mind game. No, that's not a big deal either. The tension gauge will increase at a faster rate. affected during the argue armament. This might be a good investment because I'm bad at that game. If I look terrible at the argument armament game, part of it's because, yeah, I don't have any rhythm, but it's also hard because I have things obscuring my view as I record, and also I'm playing through my capture software, so I'm trying to account for like a 5-frame delay, so it's not perfect. I think the most obvious thing to just grab right now is the focus up. But I don't use it that often. Then again, it does come in handy for other things. It also comes in handy outside of class trials. It plays a role, I think, in some of the casino games. But maybe those aren't tied to my actual focus gauge. I don't know. Let's just go over them one more time. Make sure what I have, like, available to me. Man, that one's really tempting. Maybe I'll go for this one next time. I think I can get through the 3rd class trial without it. We'll go for extraordinary focus. Obtain the skill. Now let's put it in. And that's probably it. Those are the only skills that I actually own, right? Let me change the tab and look at what I actually do use. So, attentive influence increases the maximum influence a little. Effective during all parts. See, those must be the good ones. So after attentive influence is envious influence. I just don't know how you get access to it. Menacing focus would be the best version. So there are 2 versions, they just don't stack. Increases the speed of the reticle. Effective during non-stop debates. Can't be combined with downshift. Neural liberation. The focus gauge drains slower while concentrating and during fever time. Effective during all parts of the class trial. And machine gun. Alright, I think we're pretty much set. We can take one last look at our Monokuma file, or our entire truth bullet list. Monokuma File 3. The victim is the Ultimate Artist Angie Yanaka. The victim's body was discovered in the Ultimate Artist Research Lab. Time of death is approximately 2 a.m. The victim was killed by a fatal stab wound to the torso. Additionally, she has lacerations on her forehead. The second victim is the Ultimate Aikido Master Tenko Chabashira. The victim's body was discovered in a vacant room on the 4th floor. The estimated time of death is 11 a.m. The victim was stabbed in the back of her neck, resulting in death. No other injuries were detected. I find it weird that Angie's death is ruled as a stab to the torso versus the neck. Even though that's where we found the wound, I'm a little confused by that. Art Lab's back door. This door has a sliding lock. When Angie's body was found, the sliding lock was locked from the inside. The handle of the sliding lock moves at the slightest touch. Something gold and shiny was on the handle. Art Lab's front door. This door has a cylindrical lock. Monodam swallowed the only key, so it can only be locked and unlocked from inside the lab. Before Angie was found, this door was locked, but Kokichi opened it by picking the lock. I have a feeling this door is not going to play a factor. Kokichi can unlock the door of the Ultimate Artist Lab with his lockpicking skills. Forehead injury. Considering the laceration, the injury on the victim's head was not bleeding as much as it should, probably post-mortem. Bloody duct tape. Bloody piece of duct tape stuck to her hair. The blood on it had already dried. The blood that was flowing from the back of Angie's neck created a pool. A book of Monokuma prepared as a motive. Angie attempted to carry out the book's resurrection ritual. The Necronomicon resurrection ritual. Prepare an effigy of the dead soul you wish to contact. Everyone may participate. The size and shape of the effigy is irrelevant. Make it out of whatever materials you wish. If it's not obvious who the effigy is supposed to be, label it with the name of the deceased. After preparing the effigy, use the Necronomicon, burn the Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution, be mindful of carbon monoxide's poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes of the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times. Then close your eyes and wait. After a while, you should feel a light tap on your back. If so, that means the ritual was a success. The ashes are only good for one use. The ritual can only be performed once, so use it wisely. Effigies hung upside down, the 4 wax effigies that were created for the resurrection ritual. They are exact replicas of the late Rentaro, Kaede, Ryoma, and Kurumi. They were hung upside down from the ceiling beams in the Ultimate Artist Lab. Gold Leaf Katana. It was stabbed into the hung Kaede effigy. Because the katana is so old, the handle's gold leaf rubs off easily. There was blood on the tip. It was taken from the Ultimate Anthropologist Lab, so only the sheath was left in the display case. Anyone could have entered the lab. Samugi's account. Angie had locked herself in the Ultimate Artist Lab since yesterday, working on the ritual. She would not unlock the door unless someone from the Student Council asked her to. The Student Council members were Gonta, Kibo, Himiko, Tenko, and Samugi. Caged Child. In order to perform the Caged Child, you need 5 people, including a spirit medium, and a dark place with no light. First draw the magic circle passed down from the Caged Dog Village on the ground. Then the spirit medium must place their forehead on a stone and curl up like a turtle. We must do this at the center of the circle. After, the other 4 must take the following preparations. Place the iron cage over the spirit medium, and then cover the cage with white cloth. Finally, place the dog god on top of the cage. Take care not to step on the magic circle during the preparations. Finally, turn off all the lights to make it completely dark, and your preparations will be complete. The seance will commence once all 4 participants stand in the corners of the room. The 4 participants, not including the spirit medium, will sing the Caged Child song. After the song asks, "Is the Caged Child?" Then say the name of the spirit. The spirit medium will reply with the voice of the spirit you have summoned. Kibo's flashlight function, a function that Mew had added to Kibo. He can emit a blinding light from his eyes. The wooden statue that was put on top of the iron cage during the seance. It weighs about 175 pounds. Suichi, Kokichi, Kyo, and Himiko work together to put it on and remove it from the cage. The white sheet. The sheet that was over the iron cage during the seance. It's very thick and cannot be seen through. There's blood on the back around the middle of the sheet, but there's no hole in the fabric. Kyo was the one who placed the sheet over the cage and removed it off the cage. Hole in the corner. A hole that was in the corner of the room the seance was held in. There is no space under the floor, so you can see what was dropped there. The iron cage that Tenko was in during the seance. It is around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. Suichi and Kokichi placed this over Tenko and Himiko removed it. Tenko's blood was on the bottom of the cage. I would actually refer to that as the top, but whatever. Marker stone, the stone that was by Tenko's body. During the seance, Tenko had been crouched over in the iron cage with her forehead on the stone. Loose floorboard. The loose floorboard right below Tenko. It was not loose before the seance. There was dried blood on the bottom part of the floorboard. Tenko's last moments. Tenko died in a crouched position. The injury on the back of her neck was deep, but probably not enough to kill her immediately. Sound during seance. During the seance, there was a loud sound while it was completely dark. Magic circle Korekio drew. A magic circle that was drawn with salt. It was drawn on the floor of the room where the seance was held. After Tenko's body was found, the magic circle was trampled on. It made it impossible to check the original shape. It's interesting. I wonder how that's going to play a role. Dried blood under the floor. A small amount of blood that was on the ground under the floor of the room the seance was held in. It was quite far from where Tenko's blood was dripping. Sickle under the floor. The sickle that was under the floor of the room the seance was held in. The weapon came from the Ultimate Assassin's lab. The blade was about 6 inches, and the blood was still wet. Crosspiece under the floor. One of the crosspieces that support the loose floorboard in the room the seance was held in. Only the portion that supports the floorboard was cut off. It wasn't broken naturally. It looks like someone had purposefully cut it. Bloody Kokichi. While Kokichi was investigating the neighboring room from where the seance was held, he had stepped through one of the floorboards. That room had also had a part of the crosspiece cut off, the portion that supported the floorboard. That's everything. Actually, let me open the handbook one more time. So I will save it now that we've bought our new skills. And so that when we pick up next time, we will be fully prepared for our third class trial. Who's the Blackened? And how will this deadly, deadly class trial turn out this time? Let's find out. I will see you in the next one.